Most people say that they've been talking to spirits since they were kids and they knew they had the gift. And they've seen spirit when they were kids and they had spiritual friends and everything like that. It didn't happen like that for me. I'm going to say the very first time anything spiritual ever happened for me was when I was 16 and I was staying at my girlfriend's house. We were both sleeping in her parents' bed. Her parents were away. And all of a sudden, it was like I was on the ceiling looking down on her. And I was screaming at the top of my lungs for her to wake up. Screaming so loud. I had my eyes closed so tight. I was so scared. I didn't know what the hell was happening. And then all of a sudden, I jerked and I woke up. And she opened her eyes and she looked at me. She's like, "What's wrong?" I'm like, "Didn't you hear me screaming? I was screaming at the top of my lungs." And try telling your friends, 16 years old, that this happened right away. Were you drunk? What drugs were you on? But I wasn't drunk. I wasn't on any drugs. I know what happened and it freaked the shit out of me. But after that nothing ever happened again until about 15 years ago when I was pretty much on my deathbed. I was in the hospital and I had just found out my diagnosis was multiple myeloma cancer. And at the time, I was so sick. And that night, I went to sleep, and my mom, who was in spirit, came to me dancing. She was a ballerina, beautiful ballerina. She loved ballet. She did ballet when she was young. She was a beautiful ballerina, dancing so gracefully around me, telling me it's okay. You're going to be okay. It's not your time. And that I woke up and, through my whole battle with cancer, I never cried. I never said, "Why me?" I never worried. Sure, I went through hell and I was sicker than I've ever been in my life. But for some reason, I just had that comfort. And then fast forward a few months, I was in Princess Margaret getting a stem cell transplant. And my husband and kids would come in the evening to visit me. And this one night, I was sleeping and I woke up and I could feel someone like laying behind me, hugging me. And I thought maybe my husband crawled into bed because he did that sometimes. He'd crawl into bed until I fell asleep and then he'd leave. And I could feel like the most loving stroking my hair. Like I could just feel this enormous love. And I went to talk to him and I turned over and there was no one there. So guaranteed it was my mom. I have no doubt in my mind it was my mom. And then that really, really stuck with me. And I wanted to learn more about spirituality once I got better from my cancer, which literally took probably 10 years before I was 90% back to myself. And I really started looking into my spirituality. And then that's when I met my biological aunt, and she solidified it all for me. That's when I knew I knew that I had this gift my whole life and I wasn't ready for it. Spirit knows when you're ready, and I think I just had too much going on in my life and I just wasn't ready to open up to spirit. But the last few years I have been. And it started a couple years ago. I would have my loved ones who are in spirit come to me, and I would just know. You have a knowing. And I would know when they're with me. And it's the most beautiful thing. And some people you tell it to, and they look at you like you have three heads. But this is what really started me on this mediumship journey. And I'm going to bring you along to follow me while I train, while I strengthen my mediumship, and I hope you enjoy my journey. Subscribe, send me a comment, and I will be posting videos every Sunday.